Welcome to the LA Insider, the podcast that takes you inside the neighborhoods of Los Angeles through the voices of the people shaping them. I'm your host, Jason Anderson, a real estate agent in LA and your guide to the stories behind the city. Each week I sit down with local entrepreneurs, community leaders, and business owners to uncover what makes their corner of LA special, from hidden gems to big ideas and neighborhood-changing insights. We'll also explore the path to success that brought each of my guests to where they are today, their challenges, wins, and the lessons they've learned along the way. Whether you're exploring where to live, grow a business, or just want to understand the real LA, this show is for you. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the LA Insider. Today we're spotlighting another incredible person who's making a real impact in her industry. Let's dive into her story. Today we have Jowell Doughly, and she's a certified wellness coach and the founder of Imperfect Rockstar, a West Hollywood-based lifestyle and wellness brand that inspires people to own their flaws and build unshakable self-worth. She also founded Show Me the Truth, a nonprofit funding therapy and rehabilitation for trauma survivors, and she created Midnight Wonderland, an annual rock and roll charity event that takes place at the Whisky A Go Go, supporting the Midnight Mission. And for those of us in Los Angeles, we already know the Whisky A Go Go goes just by the whiskey. So welcome to the podcast today. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'd love to hear your journey. It looks like you're doing a lot of different things, great things. Can you tell us how you got started and to get you here?
Yeah, sure. Just a quick background. I'm first generation Middle Eastern. My mom is Lebanese, my dad is from Syria. So I was first born here in the United States, and there was a little bit of culture shock growing up, middle culture. And I think a lot of cultures have a pretty strict background, and my upbringing was a little bit stricter. Very loving family. Everybody is very sweet and kind, but very strict. And also, I grew up with my parents, watching my parents always helping people. So they would always send money to to Syria. They would always send medicine or anything like that back home. So I always watched them do that. So I think that's a little bit where I got my empathy from.
Sure.
So that's a little bit of the background. And then I started working in the jewelry district with my family downtown. So we've had a jewelry business there for 40 years. And downtown LA, as most people know, it's a little bit rough. And you see a lot of homeless people, and we're not very far from Skid Row. So I think also growing up and seeing that at a young age, and then also in my adult years, lit a fire in me. So I one day decided I wanted to be a confidence coach. Somebody told me that I would be good at it. I think I'm a good listener. I'm better at listening than talking, so excuse me if I like mess up when I talk. But yeah, so I just was like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to do something a little bit different than just jewelry. I enjoy making people happy, making people feel good, and jewelry, engagement rings, they do make people happy. But I wanted to try something a little bit different.
Okay, so Imperfect Rockstar is the name of your wellness coaching business.
Correct.
How do you meet your clients?
Mainly word of mouth. I do a little bit of social media stuff. I hosted my very first retreat back in May, and it was a hit, and they wanted more of it. So my friends are I'm rock and roll. My friends are very eclectic, and there are a bunch of, I hope I can cuss, but like badass women that are completely tatted and just powerful women that you would think, or I think that we don't give ourselves enough time to decompress, and
Mhm.
we have this like facade to keep up. And so I invited all of my girlfriends, and they had a blast and they wanted more. And then I'm having another one November 8th, and I'm going to continue to do so. And I'm going to try to travel and do it as well. And this next retreat is almost sold out. I have 2 spots left. So it was a hit. So that's where I meet people like that, and just word of mouth.
Yeah, so tell us about the retreat. Where is it going to be held?
So it's actually in my apartment complex in West Hollywood. I have a gorgeous rooftop.
Yeah.
I am going to have a caterer, a massage therapist, a yoga instructor. I'm working with Positive Beginnings. They are a nonprofit for dogs. So they're
Okay.
going to bring some puppies in. So while we journal and while we do mediumship, I have a spiritual healer as well. While
Mhm.
we do that, we'll have the dogs there to comfort us because it was a very heavy part of the retreat typically. And then at the end of this session, I have a tattoo artist that's going to give us, whoever wants a tattoo, give us a little small tattoo for empowerment, about empowerment. Yeah.
And this will be over like a 6 hour period or how?
Yeah. So it starts at 10 a.m. and it'll end around 6.
Okay.
A bit
Okay,
longer.
great.
Yeah.
And then people get the tickets through your website, or how do you do that?
So I'm not very tech savvy, so I haven't figured that part out yet. But people could reach out to me through my website or through my Instagram, and they can just sell me a deposit to my business account to hold their spot. And then, however, whenever they want to pay later, they can. But typically, I will figure that out
Okay.
eventually.
And then you also have clients that you like see on a weekly or monthly basis?
I do. I have clients that I see at a weekly basis. Yes.
Okay, great.
I've only had this business for, it's coming up on a year, so this is fairly
Okay.
new.
That's great. That's awesome. And then tell me about Show Me the Truth. That sounds really interesting.
Oh, thank you. Also fairly new.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna, I know you're gonna ask about Midnight Wonderland, so I'm gonna start first. I'm gonna start with Midnight Wonderland
Oh, sure.
first, and it'll
Yeah, yeah.
go into Show Me the Truth.
That's
So
it. Uh-huh.
I'll make the story quick. I used to really hate the holidays. My grandma passed away during the holidays, and with the Middle Eastern family, having a Middle Eastern family, we are very much very tight knit. So when my grandma was in the hospital, we had to take her in Christmas Eve. And we were there until January 4th. So we were there for like almost 2 weeks. And we had people there nonstop bringing food. And it was always like a gathering to be with my parents, my mom. It was my mom's mom. And I remember when she passed away, one of the nurses had said that the holidays was one of it was the hardest times of the year and the busiest times for hospitals with the most deaths. And
Mm.
that kind of stuck with me and it really bummed me out. So for years, I hated the holidays. I just wanted to move past it. And one year I just decided I don't want to do this anymore. I want to enjoy the holidays. And I enjoy throwing like not parties because I don't throw random parties, but I enjoy throwing my birthday parties. So
Sure.
just like a little bit of a fun time to get all of my friends together. So I decided that I would have a gathering and invite a bunch of my friends, but it was going to be specifically for the holidays, but I didn't feel just saying, hey, come eat and let's party because it's Christmas. So I was like, bring donations, clean out your closets, bring donations, and I'll take them to the Midnight Mission because my friend had worked with them before and he loved them. It was a hit. We probably had 50 donation bags the first time. Then
Uh-huh.
the second time was even more, and they wanted more. People wanted it. Like they enjoyed doing it during Christmas time and bringing their clothes. They felt good about it.
Sure.
So that was 2016 and 2017 was at my parents' house. I grew up in a city called Laverne in Los Angeles County. It's about 45 miles east of West Hollywood, where I live now.
Yes.
And then I did a party at a friend's house. I did a Midnight Wonderland at a friend's house and then at a bar in downtown. And then 2020, the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And I was living in downtown LA at the time, but when the pandemic hit, it got a little bit more unsafe and I didn't feel comfortable living there. So that's when I moved to West Hollywood. And for people who are familiar with or who is familiar with West Hollywood is the Whiskey and the Rainbow are the same family and it's very rock and roll. And that was my hangout. And I got to know everybody there and now they're like second family to me. And the owners of the Whiskey have been so kind to let me host it there. But
Oh,
I didn't know it's a music venue. I don't have bands. I don't
huh?
throw concerts. I don't know. So I just had my friends come in with one of their house bands. And then the next year, I asked one of my best friends who's in a band called Goldfinger if he would want to be the musical director. And it's been a hit since then.
Oh,
But
wow.
I decided I wanted to, when Chris Cornell passed away, I threw another event and it was called Show Me the Truth. So the event was called Show Me the Truth, and I raised money for a nonprofit called To Write Love on Her Arms. And that was when that was in 2017, I believe. Yeah. And that's when I was like, I feel like I want to start a nonprofit similar to Right Love on Her Arms. And they're such an amazing nonprofit. If you look them up, they're fantastic. And they do the same thing. I just saw where my life was going, and then I finally decided to pull the trigger and start Show Me the Truth. So this is my website's coming out in a few days. It's the first official launch of Show Me the Truth. So what I'm planning on doing in the future, right now I'm just still trying to grow Midnight Wonderland, but what I'm planning on doing in the next couple of years is I want to raise money for people who cannot afford therapy, cannot afford rehab. And then the end goal, because I want to work my way up to this, is I want to be able to help kids who have been hurt. Unfortunately, it happens a lot,
Don't
but
imagine that.
yeah. So I want to be able to help them because I want to be able to, even if it's 0.1% of people get off the streets or not choose streets. So a lot of the people on the streets have trauma. And I think that I believe that if they maybe were in therapy and stuck to therapy at a young age and didn't have to worry about the financial part of it, maybe their parents couldn't afford it, that maybe I could help just a little bit of people stay off the streets.
Oh, that sounds like there's a huge need for that.
Yeah.
So I think you picked something really good, and it's dear to you and personal, which is always even better.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. And it is a lot of people need help and can't afford it.
Totally. So you mentioned at the start about embracing imperfections and coming from a culture where perfectness or perfection is so important. Tell me about the power that you received or created from embracing your own imperfections.
Confidence. It's interesting how perfection typically is confidence exudes perfection or perfection exudes confidence. Like they're always go hand in hand. But and I'll give you an example, a personal example is for me was always my struggle with my weight. And once I realized, because as a Middle Eastern, and sorry, I'm jumping around, but as a Middle Eastern woman, that you're very much, you have to get married, you have to have kids, you have to have this like cookie cutter life that I never felt was something I wanted. So I always knew that I probably wasn't gonna have kids. Like I just didn't really feel like I wanted that lifestyle.
Mhm.
And so with that comes having to look a certain way. And that was a big struggle for me. So once I realized that I didn't need somebody to really give me, I'm trying to think of the proper way to say this, but I didn't need attention from a man or whatever the case may be. I learned that even though I still work on myself and I do like to look a certain way because that's just engraved in me, but like I don't need to be that person that everybody thinks is perfect because I'm not that person. And I learned that I can never be that person. I'm never going to be a size 0. It's just not my body type. You know what I mean? And I would kill myself really like working out and eating right and trying to like just be that when I was younger. And then as I got older, I realized nobody even actually cares. It's all me. So I need to stop doing it for other people. I need to do it for myself. And that's what happened. And I think that was where the confidence grew. Like no matter my body type or no matter how much weight I've gained or lost, nobody likes me differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a big thing in my life.
Yeah, it's just all about embracing who you are, and your own perfection can never match a doll or anything
Right.
society creates.
Exactly, exactly.
Can just be yourself.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about you. You become a life coach. You created your charity, and you're putting on these events. But where did you get all the skill set and the drive and the talent to get to this point? Like, what got you here?
Honestly, I think it's just seeing the hard work of my parents. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, but my mom she's an interior designer, so she always likes things looking nice. So
Uh,
I think I got that part from like the putting things in the right order and making things look good is from my mother. And my dad is one of the hardest working men I know. And I always admired that. And because I am somebody that I'm okay. I like I said, I don't want to get married and I don't want kids. So I've always just gone on that path of taking care of myself. So I've always been like, I'm not gonna be a couple and work together with somebody as a marriage. So I might as well just be this independent woman, but I need to like work hard. I can't just like not do that. So I think I get that part from my dad. My ex-boyfriend would say that he's dating a Middle Eastern man. Just
because you picked up so many traits from your dad.
yeah, pretty much.
Picked up the good ones.
So yeah, from my parents, I think.
Okay. And you mentioned Midnight Wonderland. When is the next event going to be?
December 17th at the Whisky A Go Go. It's going to be so much fun.
What week is that?
It's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday. We're going to get to a weekend one day. One day we'll get to a weekend, but right now we're sticking during the week. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah, no. Wednesday's better, less competition.
Yeah, especially during the holidays.
Yeah, totally, totally. And then, so will tickets be for sale at your website or at the
Yes,
Whiskey?
so the tickets will be on sale. Yes, they'll be on sale at the Show Me the Truth website once it's launched, and then also at the Whiskey A Go website. And you can also get tickets at the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how much are tickets?
We're figuring out this year's ticket pricing. It's
Okay.
usually 30, but it might change. It won't be more than 30, but we might lower the ticket pricing. We'll see. We're trying to figure it
Okay.
out.
Now, are there any secret guests that you can share here that or give us any hints on what we might expect?
I can tell you who's played the last few years. There are a couple of people that are we're talking to for this year, but I can't
Huh?
really say anything because it's not confirmed. But it may not even happen. So usually Charlie Paulson is in the band Goldfinger, which is a pretty big pop punk band. And he brings in, we've had Justin Warfield of She Wants Revenge. Last year he sang. We have we've had Greg Hetson of Bad Religion. We've had some guys from the Distillers and from Green Day and
Oh, yeah.
why am I blanking on the name? Monique Powell. Her band is fantastic. Say Ferris. Who else? Guys from Ministry, guys from Biohazard. Billy of Biohazard has been so helpful every year. He's like a godsend. So is Charlie. So yeah, it's like that kind of. Some people from Cypress Hill. It's been different. It's been very different. This year it's going to be a little bit similar to last year, and then we're going to just add a few more people.
It reminds me of how they do it at the Grammys, where they take different artists from different
Yes.
bands, they put them together, and it just becomes something magical.
That's exactly what it is. I want it to be an all-star event, an
Mhm.
all-star rock and roll charity event. I don't want it to be just one band playing a show
Yeah.
and they all do covers. So one year we did a cover of the 27 Club.
Uh-huh.
So we did Amy Winehouse, Kurt Cobain, that kind of stuff. And then this year's theme is going to be Ozzy because he passed away and he's a rock and roll legend. So we want to honor him this year.
Oh, so maybe some of the artists will do some of his covers.
Correct. Yeah. So
Great.
it's
That
going
sounds
to be
awesome.
mostly Ozzy, Black Sabbath, and then also some other stuff. Yeah.
Oh, cool. That sounds great. I'm gonna have to keep my eyes open for those tickets when they.
Oh, I'll
Yeah,
send you the link as soon as I have them.
definitely.
Usually closer to the date. It'll probably be mid-November.
Okay, terrific. And then we've talked a little bit about your neighborhood. So you are in West Hollywood, otherwise known as.
WeHo.
So
Yes.
those who are out of the area and maybe looking to move to a different part of Los Angeles. So what do you love most about West Hollywood?
The magic that's here. It's amazing. It's just one, I feel safe here. I think it's probably for me one of the more safer cities in Los Angeles,
Sure.
aside from where I grew up.
Oh yeah, Laverne's pretty sleepy.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's way too so it's boring. It's sleepy town for me. I can't. They're like, you're not gonna move back to Laverne. I'm like, I'm not. If I was gonna get married and have kids, I move back to Laverne. It's a great city for family, but No, not for a single girl that likes to throw events. West Hollywood for me also because rock and roll, the Sunset Strip, it has so much history and I'm right on Sunset. But one of the biggest things for me, and this might sound silly, is it's not about, I'm going to preface it with it's not about celebrity, but it's about artistry. It's about hard work. So when you're sitting at a restaurant and you see The Weeknd walk by, or you're sitting next to a director, any director, or whatever the case may be, it's not, I don't get starstruck by any means, but it's wow, these people came from somewhere and now they're here. And that just for me is I want to work hard because I want to get to where I want. Not that I want to be celebrity status, but that I want to get to where my goals are. Yeah, I want to make my goals, and my goals are just like how they made theirs. It's just, it's magic. It's just magical here.
Yeah, it's definitely the creative city.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure you've got some secrets, so I hope you're not going to gatekeep today, but what are like the hidden gems of West Hollywood for food or nightlife?
Okay, so I'm biased, right? Like I'm rock and roll. So the Sunset Marquee is my favorite place to go. The food's fantastic, the vibe's amazing. So I'm a Sunset Marquee, or if I want to do a little bit more grimy, the Rainbow Bar and Grill, my two rock and roll spots. But I love Craig's is one of my favorite restaurants as well.
I do love Craig's as well, so
Yeah.
I would double that one.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Their food's great, the vibe's great.
So those are your favorite places for eating. What about just chilling, doing something fun, but maybe not so rock and roll?
Oh, I love my house because I love my view. Chilling.
Or what
I
about,
just honestly, I like to exercise. I'm a walker.
okay,
My chill is like walking down the strip,
yeah,
getting my steps in and also just admiring the Sunset Strip.
just don't get run over by one of those little robots delivering food.
Oh my God, they're so cute and they blink at you.
Yes. Well, you had some good recommendations, and definitely for somebody who is looking to move to Los Angeles, you would definitely recommend West Hollywood as a great place to live.
Oh yeah, 100%. Love it here.
Excellent. Thanks again, Joelle, for joining us and sharing your story.
And of course, thank you for having me.
To those of you out there, if you love this conversation and want more insider looks at the people shaping Los Angeles, hit subscribe and leave a review. It really helps the show to grow. And I'm Jason, and I'll see you next time on the LA Insider.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the LA Insider. I hope today's conversation gave you a deeper look into the people and neighborhoods that make Los Angeles so dynamic. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who loves LA just as much as you do. I'm Jason, and I'll be back next week with another inspiring guest and more stories from the heart of the city. Until then, stay curious, stay connected, and keep exploring LA.